Okay, here we go. Just made a mix of burnt sienna right there. Now I'm going to be putting on a little line in between the raw sienna line, a wash. I'll show you the wash I made. So you got the different textures. I got the dark and the light. I made two, so I can use both, whatever I have to do. And what we're going to do is see how the raw sienna or burnt sienna or whatever the hell it is comes down. Well, you want to highlight that just a little bit because there's different colors of rust that run. So you just do that. Some darker, some lighter. Let it dry, take a look at it, do it again if you need to. Like that. And there you go. That's it. It's a little dark. Try to stay light and then you can add more. But yeah, that's it. Move the door back. And you want it really real thin because this stuff is, you want to wash, right? Because this stuff can really ruin your other stuff you just put on. You know what I'm saying? So if you get a dark line, you just run it through like that. Just obliterate it with more. And we're going to be rusting out these areas later. You want to put a little in here and let it dry. The darker stuff right on top of the dark buckling rust, because that's part of the color of that rust too. And we're also later on going to put more of the, now watch this, on the yellow. This is real nice. Get your dark stuff. You go right here like this. Can you see it? Let me see. Yeah, watch this. It's nice. Bam. Nice. And you want to fade it. Keep it fading, right? Oh, that's nice. It's almost like the airbrush, but with a paintbrush. Look at that color just pop right out. And we're going to put some dark lines in there later on. Some darker, like a charcoal gray type for dirt rust, because you want the hues to come out of the different textures of the rust, right? And we're going to airbrush parts of these, maybe. If it's good, don't mess with it. But you can throw your airbrush in there and highlight some stuff. If you want to do it all by hand, that's good too. But we're going to put, this is all going to be dark greasy down here. I just ain't done it yet. Okay, and then you just keep doing that. Oops, that's good. And if you make it bend, you can always fix it. Q-tip or whatnot. But try to keep it straight so you don't have to go around fixing them all day. You want that straight. And if you can't fix it, then make your dark spot bigger. Keep it, yeah, this is going to be lighter. All down here like this. Now I'm going to be putting a patch over this, but we want color underneath so we can highlight all this. It's not going to be a solid patch. It's going to be a worn off patch. I'll show you how to do that, because it's really awesome to have a worn off patch. See, they'll patch over the rock and then that patch will sometimes wear off. That's nice. You want that effect, right? Because that is sweet if you can get that. And I'll show you how to do it. It takes time to do it. If you're not doing nothing. Okay, there's a couple more right here. You want to put some red right in the dark. Or the dark rust blotches. Not so much down here or where you're going to put the graffiti, because this is all going to be graffiti. And over here, graffiti, because I'm putting a lot of graffiti on this. And tags and stuff. So this car's going to be pretty messed up. That's what we want. We're not here to make new cars. Okay, I just taped off. We're going to put the patches on now. I made a little wash. I'm going to add some more alcohol to it. I used blue and white. Mixed it up. And we want it really wet. Really wet. We add it on there on this patch. Because we want some of it to come through. So get your Q-tips ready. Okay, and we just dab it on. Now I want this lighter in here, and I want around the edges darker. So around the edges dark, like that. And we're going to go over this patch and give it some weathering, but so around the edge of the patch you want dark, but you want the R to come through just to make it look good, right? So, and if it don't, we'll have to fix it. That's all you do, and you let it dry. Okay, and it should be pretty good. Get the hairs out of there. So you let the first stage dry, and you probably have to go over it again in certain areas. So I'm gonna have to make some more. But I just want to show you that now. And when that dries, I'm gonna have to take some off with a wet Q-tip, and what you do is just peel it back slowly. So we're gonna let that dry, and then I'll show you. I'm gonna make it another patch. I'm gonna do the other patch over here and let that dry. But we're gonna let that one dry, and I'll show you what to do next on it, because it's really detailed. Okay, I added some more around the edges, darker stuff, as that dried in there, and it's gonna bleach through. And I put some on the farther one here. Let me focus that for you. There you go. I did the same thing over there. I went along the line, I put it. So we're going to let that dry, and then see how it turns out again. So there you go. I added some more on without filming it, because I did. So yeah, and then we're going to let that dry. And where we need more, we'll just put a couple more dots and let that dry, and put a couple more dots and let that dry, and that's how you do it. You layer it. So you want it thick around the edges so you can see you can actually see where the patch used to be, right? That's what you want. And then you add little daubs in there where you can put it. And sometimes you got to move the car up or down to get the stuff to run a certain. If you want it to run in that corner, put it up like that. You know, put it on an angle. So that's what we're doing now. Okay, now as you can see here, it's starting to bleed through the tape. Not good. So if you got a hair dryer, you want to use it. Put it on low. Should have been doing this from the beginning, but I wasn't. And you dry that up real fast. It's alcohol, so it runs a lot. Okay. Okay, now You see here, we got some on the R. We want to keep it down here. Oh, that's a bloop I just put on. Okay, we want to keep it down here. Keep it around the edges. Make it look real, you know. Blop it, bloop it here and there, more or less. And then hit it with the dryer as fast as you can. On hot. It's still bleeding through the tape. God damn it. Well, what I gotta do is take the tape off, and where it's bleeded through and dried, I gotta take that off with a Q-tip. It works. This is a pain in the butt. Extra thing you gotta do, but if you want this effect, I don't know any other way of doing it, so I'm gonna take the tape off and retape it, let it dry, because this ain't working very well. Retape it, because the tape's wet, so it's always gonna run under there, and you're never gonna get away from it. Never gonna get that. I'll show you right now. I'll show you exactly what I mean. See? Just nasty. It's not right. So I'm gonna take all that away with a Q-tip. It ain't even sticking anymore. See? So you get a Q-tip, and you know where the edge is, what you want, and you just take it off like that, right along the line. And you take that off. Pain in the butt, but if you want a dirty patch, that's what you gotta do. I don't know any other way of doing it. I could have airbrushed it, but it wouldn't have looked the same. So now you know that this is what you're gonna have to do to put a dirty patch on, and you just keep going over it. We can weather it all again, put the dirt on, the rust and all that later. So you just want all that off. Crappy. Takes time, boy. People always say, "Oh, you ask too much to get your weathering. It costs too much to do the car. You want too much money for it." It's like, you gonna spend 8 hours doing this? Driving yourself crazy? No. So, I don't know. Like, what do you do, right? If I ain't selling it, if I ain't asking a lot, then I'm ripping myself off. And then it's all up in the air, man. But, man, you charge because this is what you gotta go through to get the effects. So, I'm not saying everybody's like that, but just people. I like that. See? That's pretty sharp. Okay, now we're going to do the next one. We're going to fix that up. We'll put some airbrushing on there and everything. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. See? All the stuff went right through it. Soak up most of that. Yeah, it's not easy. And you put a lot of time into it, and people think, well, you charge too much. Yeah, it don't take 8 hours to do it. Well, I started at 9 o'clock and it's 11. That's what I did so far. So there you go. And I ain't even started on the graffiti yet. I still got other weathering to do. It takes a lot of time. And I really wish someone would, people complain about me charging too much because I would do the weathering. Could actually give it a try. So that one needs some more, I believe. So make some of that tighter. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back over it and put some more on there. Retape it a bit. Get rid of all this old stuff. Okay, that's what I'm going to do.